top. Good boy. Go on up top. Oh, your tail's in the door, honey. That was close. It's a good thing Mom was awake and paying attention. We would have had us a little trouble there. Hi. I don't know why I carried them all out today because... There you go, bud. They got the same in them. Mom's got to do another chicken. I only had enough chicken for Gray. Sorry in advance. Hi. Hi. I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh, you got spider web on you. Hi, everybody. Good morning. And good morning, Mr. Rooster. We had more rain overnight, and I am stunned to see that it says it's a ½ inch. I thought it was just some little light podunk rain out here when we were going to bed around midnight, and it's significant ½ inch rain. Wow. I did not know we had that much rain. Guess because I was watching my eyelids. I'll need to refresh the cat water bowls, but I won't need to, I'll go fix those in a minute. I won't need to water anything this morning. Yay! I printed some witches. It's Halloween. This is glow-in-the-dark filament and purple filament. And Don, we were tired last night. I told him please don't spend a lot of time on it, but he obviously started taking the support stuff off. And they've been coming off really easy. Thankfully, the snowflakes I printed last night, wow, those look nice. Those really look nice. I'm worried about the size of the hole, though. This is not... There was 2 parts of this one, and I can just tell you that the base is the wrong size. So I'm going to have to go look at that. But they printed really pretty. I didn't push it all the way, but these go inside instead of outside over the stud. I did print the large one. I mean, I think they're fine. They're not exactly what I was expecting, but they're fine. The printer's ready to go. I re-glued the board and I vacuumed out the inside of it. Occasionally we get some bugs in there. We get little pieces of filament. It's just good to take the vacuum and just do a quick clean out. I did leave the supports for Don to deal with on the witches though. I did walk all the way out. No new damage. I cleaned the bird baths, the one here, the solar one, and the one out there, you know, and I emptied the cement one over here so we don't get mosquitoes. But I was getting bit this morning. It's very humid. I looked on Tempest, it said 99%. So it does not feel fall-like today in any way, and the mosquitoes love the humidity. Good morning. Hey there. Oh, that was such a big stretch. Here you go. Hi, I see just a little tear in that left eye. Her eyes just do that from time to time. Hi, you okay? I did get a good look at it when I came through the door and it looked fine. No, same size as the other one. Same, centered in the eye. No red. There's really no crustiness. It's just a little drippy. Love you, baby girl. First off, Don and I heard a boom.
Yeah.
And we had a tree fall on the driveway, which Don has handled.
I have handled it.
He said the only thing I'm not going to be happy about is it took out one of my sourwood trees that has the pretty leaves.
That's right.
Well, we needed that. I'm glad it wasn't. It sounded like somebody slammed the garage door so hard it must have come off his hinges. I was in Johnny's seat in there with Gray doing the video. And then secondly, one of our friends, and you know who you are, had this great looking breakfast this morning. Yeah. So now Don has this great looking breakfast.
Yep, this Sunday. And I've been doing my online X and stuff. Marianne, she's doing her video and stuff. And we both heard this thump, and she didn't come out immediately because it didn't. I could tell it didn't hit the house, but I mean, I could tell it was close. There was no sound of chainsaws before the thump. And she came out in a little while and says, "Hey, did you like slam the garage door?" And I said, "No, but I did hear that thump." So she said, "Well, I'm going to cook breakfast. Why don't you go out and see if you can see anything down?" So I said, "Oh, sure, I can do that." Now, I didn't expect to see anything. So I come out here, and the first sign I see is this tree here, kind of leaning. Well, certainly a leaning tree over the driveway couldn't do it. But then underneath the tree, I see all this. So that old tree that we've kept up for years because Marianne likes her woodpeckers and stuff. And so this has fallen and littered my driveway, and I get to clean it. But there's the old tree that fell. And this stuff is wet, and so it thumped. And like I said, it was there was no subtleness to the thump. I mean, it wasn't, did I hear something? It was like, yeah, something just fell. But I didn't hear a chainsaw prior to that, so I knew it wasn't like a neighbor cutting down a tree and then you hear a thump. So I knew it was something coming down natural. So here we go. I'll clean the driveway off, and it took that branch off of this tree. I don't know that this tree's gonna make it. They usually don't straighten back up. We usually make it that tall and spindly. I have to usually cut them down, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know it's late. It's going on 2:30. There's the tree that's left leaning by the tree that came down, and yeah, I totally concur, Donnie. You just need to take it out. It's not going to stand back up or ever be safe or any of those other things. We think it's a sourwood, which would be which is really pretty red leaves in the fall. It's one of the prettier trees in the yard, but
yeah,
well.
Well, we might leave it up until it turns pretty, and then we cut it down.
I don't know that I can handle it. I realize it seems like it's low, but once we start down the hill, it's high. Like, you know, look at the owl box and the height of the tree. It's really not that low. So, all right, go forward so I can see the tree for myself. And I God, it didn't fall on my new Japanese maple over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it was a bigger tree than you'd see. It broke off from that stump.
Yeah, I guess technically that's still in our yard over there. It's close to the property line. It's really close to the property line. It didn't take out my flag.
Nope.
So that was good.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that I had a lot of visibility that particular one was dead.
Right.
But yeah, probably if we looked at some of the top pieces, we could see holes from the woodpeckers.
Right. Well, we definitely saw the woodpecker fly over in this area.
Yeah, the pileated one hangs out near the carport a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. We do still have a lot of water in the creek. Over here on the other side of the bridge, that low area has a ton of water, which is good. We were just reading from WRAL Chris Michaels about how wet it's been since July the 1st. How dry it was for a little while, and then how wet it was. Are you trying to make the car do the driveway again?
Oh, it won't. Come on now, car. This is what Andy said it would do with him. It'd sit here and twitch and twitch. You know, if you just go forward a little bit, you'll figure out that that's an okay place to drive.
Well, in all fairness to the car right now,
well, you can't tell that that's a road? You're serious?
well, I was going to say there's a lot of leaves down and there's a lot of shadows, but okay, you make fun of the poor car.
Well, it's after I gave it a second little nudge there.
Oh, did you have to hit the accelerator?
I had to hit the accelerator to make her nudge, make her go, but then she went.
Okay.
Now she went.
Okay. Now let's hope today we get the camera footage. You got it started. You got it formatted. You got it ready.
All the above.
Okay.
That's right. All the above.
All right. Well, I'm not going to record on the way over there to.
Because you Harris Teeter or something you want to use.
Right. I need to go to Harris Teeter, but I guess we're going to the Greenway first, or where are we going?
Oh, well, you should change the navigation to the Greenway.
Well, let it turn first. Yeah. I'm very literal, Donnie, so if you tell me to change it, I'm going to do it right then.
I understand. And then miss this pothole again. Just two. She's Oh, and she's missed it both times?
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, but it's important to me.
I just don't believe she missed it because she's smart. I think she missed it because she's
Dumb luck.
lucky. So what am I call this? Greenway?
It's in our favorites.
It is.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Favorites, okay.
Really, it might be down a little bit.
Decoy Greenway. All right, there we go. Because we got to go to Harris Teeter.
Oh, I forgot to take my hand off the wheel. Well,
Look, Mom, no hands.
hands.
There, she's over the yellow line again.
Yeah.
Well, she actually is over the yellow line twice between turning on to Wagstaff.
Well,
and,
so's that guy.
Well, so is he.
Yeah. Well, it's no big deal. It's nothing special.
I expect better.
A line here, a line there. Who cares?
Here a line, there a line.
The car behind us is all over across the line.
I expect better from the FSD car.
Yeah.
And if we could figure out a way as we go down the road that she could pick up the beer cans,
And be even better.
that would be good.
Well, the guy behind us in his GMC, he is wanting us to go.
He's close. Well, sorry people, but it's 35 over here, and it's kind of 35 for a reason, Bubba.
Well, plus there's a big backup here anyway, so even if we zoomed up there...
He doesn't care. Just all in that half a second.
Oh, it is. It's the perception.
So Johnny has made it back to campus this morning and is doing well.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a car. I don't know if she's going to do it. She's going to do it. You're okay
She
with
cannot
this?
see.
She's going to do it.
Okay, I believe she paused long enough.
Enough.
It's plausible that she saw.
And I didn't, but again, the guy behind us, I was not worried about him, but I was conscious that that person was, go, you're welcome. You're
Did he
a Sunday driver.
Did he go the other way?
No, he's probably right behind
I
us.
don't see him. I think he went the other way, Donnie.
Yeah. There's something back there and you got held up.
And that is not him.
Okay.
Phew! Because we got the teenager here driving it today. We just be...
There's another one of those Teslas. Oh, damn, there's a second Tesla. We haven't even got to the first traffic light. We've already seen two
So
Teslas.
there was a lady on Facebook in the last hour, in between eating breakfast, doing video stuff, all the things I was doing this morning. She was looking for witnesses to help her because she used a derogatory word, but I don't remember it was. The person on Main Street slammed on their brakes for a piece of trash in the road, causing her to hit them. And she wanted witnesses to try to get out of being at fault for the accident. Like, really? I'm sorry, but it could have been a pedestrian or a domesticated animal or something that could hurt your tire, but you're allowed to brake your car and don't follow so frequently. And it was right on that stretch where it's 25 mile an hour and people ride your bumper when you do 25 mile an hour through there.
Yeah.
So I had just asked me how, I'm sorry they were involved in an accident, but
yeah.
ask me how sorry I am that she wants to try to get out of it. Oh, God, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
They're going to turn houses.
No.
Houses are in your future.
True. No, but there's sewer stuff in there. I think that's
Well,
part
that's
of this.
down here.
Right, but that may be, but that fencing is, I don't think it's not that I'm against progress, but I don't think a lot of us in Fuquay are at the point where we can't take anymore. And I think like people in other places feel that way too. It's
Yeah,
just
I think
like
you're right.
you can't even go for a mile without being in another construction zone. And I get the progress thing, I do, but can we not space out the construction zones just a little bit?
Back off just a little bit more. Talking about people crawling up. This is okay now. She's okay. Well, there's another Tesla just turned up there. God, them Teslas are everywhere. Oh, she's gonna go.
The
Oh
back way.
my Lord.
Well, it's not a test of the new update unless we drive to the Greenway Trail and we go to make the left turn onto
And
55.
miles an hour. Oh, God, please.
The things Don doesn't do for me and this for you guys for this channel, right?
I am keeping my hands close to the wheel here because this is the skinny
Yeah, let's
rope.
go out over the yellow line a little bit there.
goes that Tesla.
Can I just mention that the humidity is like 99% out there again today, and it does not feel like fall, and it is not the kind of day where you go, well, let's go for a walk.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get out there.
Right. Not.
And I guess my mouth feels a little better, but all of the symptoms are not as better as I'd like for them to be. But moving seems to help the symptoms. So we're going to go move. Wow, it's pretty.
Oh, I get in this. I don't know what the speed limit through here. Oh, it said pay it. Oh, I was looking at the screen.
You were looking at the screen.
Yeah, I was looking at the street trying to figure out what the speed limit was.
Well, you can tell what the speed limit is, and you can tell what speed you're going. But I dare you to know what she thinks you want her to do.
Oh, okay. There we go. That's right. Thank you. I was going to notice that it's different. That has changed. Yeah, she just says auto and max. What does max mean?
Max means max. Maximum.
The fastest
The
she's willing to go.
fastest she's willing to go, I guess. Yeah, well, it would have been a good test yesterday if we'd have come in that part of Highway 64, although I think it's more between Siler City and Ashboro than it is between Siler City and where we get on the turnpike. But as you know, the speed limit out there goes between 65 and 45 on a dime in those little towns as we come and go through, even though it's a U.S. highway. And it's never been fun to drive over there with those speed limits, and I suspect the car would have had some trouble. But
well, I'm going to wonder what's going to happen when I get up here and I start looking to the side and I look this way. Is she going to complain? Because it ain't like I'm just going to go up there and close. Well, I can't close, but just look straight ahead. I mean, I'm not going to. The only place I won't be probably looking very long is straight ahead. I might look too long to the right or too long to the left. Because
I basically proved at stoplight she doesn't care.
No, this is a stop sign.
I know it's a stop sign, but I'm just telling you, at a red stoplight while you're stopped, I basically have proved that she doesn't care what you're doing in the car.
Okay.
You can look at your phone, and she doesn't complain. But
okay.
At the stop sign, I don't know.
Well, we're not going to have to wait very much longer because it's right coming up here.
Well, and just to say, there is some differentiation between looking left or right at a crossroads at an intersection versus looking at the screen or your phone or in your purse or whatever you might be doing.
All right, so here's a car that has the right of way.
Oh boy.
Don't go any further. See, this is the problem. By the time she gets out there where she can see and gets comfortable, then these people.
So what was going on with the Dodge? Because she gave you some hand signals.
I was slow.
She was not happy.
Now she's too far. Then this car can't make the left turn. But of course this guy's local and he's used to that.
And then the people on our right,
they're not gonna see she's not safe.
Don't go, Jules. Don't.
That was me. This guy made a left turn.
Okay, well you scared me to death there when you did that.
I know, but she was gonna sit there and that person was she cannot. Let me bite my tongue. If I was a regulator and I was sitting in the chair trying to say this car is safe, there's no possible way.
Just back there, I wouldn't have gone if I was driving. You pulled out when I wouldn't have gone.
Right, but yeah. Okay.
Right, for me, that was not a safe time to pull out. I understand for you, and I'm not critiquing you, but for me, I would not have pulled out then. We would have still been waiting for more space.
This is the difference. I wasn't pulling out for me. I was just not waiting for her to pull halfway out into the street and all of a sudden, no, I can't go.
Right.
Which is what I believe she was going to do. So what I did by putting my foot on the accelerator said, if you go this very instant, you could get out, quote, safely. Because that car was going to make the left turn. But she doesn't know that. And then
Right.
my point is, I believe her next move would have, she was already too far out. Already. Done deal. She was going to be dangerously too far out. And her next move would have put her dangerously too far out into the road. And that's why I chose to get while the getting was good, because I could see she's going to miss this
She
turn.
missed it. She totally blew past the greenway, even though she put her arrow on. 0.1 miles, I guess she thinks this is where she's
That's
supposed
fine.
to go.
Well, there's somebody behind us, so we can go up
Right,
and
well,
turn.
we had trouble telling her sort of that parking
But
lot.
the other week she went in okay, I thought. Well, now let's see what she's going to do now. Oh, she's going to do a U-turn. She did the U-turn. I did not tell her anything. She knew she blew by her turn.
Okay. Well,
Now let's see if she knows this is a red light.
I'm sure she knows it's a red light. It shows a red light on the screen. Well, back to that intersection back there.
Sure.
I don't trust the person that said they were turning to be turning until I'm sure they've really slowed enough to
All right,
turn.
slow down. Slow down.
She's going to miss it. Just don't. Oh.
Well, there's nobody coming.
Okay.
There's nobody coming. So if
She's half out in the lane and half
Nobody
in the
behind
turn
us.
lane.
Nobody
She's not
behind-
where she's supposed to be.
I wasn't going to let her miss it again.
Oh, I'm sure you weren't.
All right. So what was I doing?
Parking the car and not running over the guys on the bicycle. Oh, God.
Are you having fun?
Well, I'm not over the intersection.
Is the tension? Is the anxiety? How's your blood pressure?
It
Where's
was-
the cat when you
it
need
was-
one?
Right. I tell Don all the time, and he just looks at me like I'm out of my ever-loving mind. Oh, she went forward to back into the lane. Normally, she just backs up and goes in at not the right angle and then redoes it a couple of
Right.
times. So I actually like that better.
Right.
She has a tendency like, okay, from when you told me I can park now, I'm going to park from this spot, and it's not the right spot to start from. I think I like that better.
Yeah, I think I would give her an A+ on that.
Yeah, that was...
Now, the only thing is she would know that there's no one to judge by every other parking place. In other words, don't park at the absolutely, when she's picking the parking place, I just say, park in this area.
Right, but thank God we don't have to park between two cars anymore.
Right.
She actually is willing to
Willing to
park
park.
when there are no
Right.
other cars to not hit for assistance.
Right.
That was so funny. It's like, I could have seen it starting out with, you can only park where there's at least 3 spaces.
Right.
But no, we can't park where there's a whole bunch of spaces back in the day.
Yeah.
We can only park if there's 2 cars to help us park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know
All
what
right.
lines are, and yet we follow lines on the road all the time, but we can't see well-marked lines in the parking lot.
She did fine in the parking lot.
She did good.
And it is a funky entrance
It
with
is.
the special pedestrian crosswalk and
It's a lot going on there.
stuff. There is stuff out there,
Well,
but
it would be interesting in a, I don't know what time of day you could do it, but in the daylight, when Sunday afternoon might not be bad, or early Sunday morning, where you could get up there and tell her to go and park, come here, and she blows by it, she does the U-turn, and she comes back, and she blows by it again, and she goes around and turns around again, and blows by it a third time. How many tries would it take, or she just continue to fail?
right.
But I wouldn't want to do that with people on my bumper or a lot of head-on traffic. In fact, that might have been part of her problem, is there was nobody coming. So she didn't understand, well, is that thing in the middle of the road a car that I need to go on this side or that side? Where she would have been cars coming, she might have saw it.
Right.
Who knows?
You had your watch going, and then I hit the button and undid your
I
logo
know,
watch.
but
so.
I didn't say anything.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So am I allowed to, even though nobody cares but me, finish up about the intersection now?
Well, sure you are.
So there was 2 First off, for me, okay, and I know everybody thinks I'm a dork,
Oh,
but
you're not a dork,
my
you're
driving record is okay.
Very good.
Really,
Better than mine.
right. So, the guy turning right would have had to have really slowed for me to be comfortable that what he said he was going to do, he was actually going to do. It's kind of like telling your teenager, just because somebody puts on their turn signal, it's not a guarantee they're turning.
Okay.
So if you're going to pull out in front of them, you'd better use some other human traits, like they've slowed down, they're making eye contact in the direction they're going, stuff like that. And then the other thing, that person that was coming over, I couldn't see over the guy. You're taller, but there was this vehicle here in the way, but I knew that car was coming, and that car was getting really close. So for me, it was like, oh my God, it's not okay. It wasn't just like, yeah, he's turning, let me guard out in front of him. It's like, yeah, he's turning, and there's this other person over here. So I thought Jules was appropriate if she didn't continue out further.
I agree.
But I totally understood what you were saying. Your concern was she would
nothing
go out
to do with-
another foot or two and then leave you there, so you needed to get through no matter what, and you
She
went.
had
I
already
get it.
messed up as far as I was concerned. If her instant move was not to completely get going, which my interpretation of what she was trying to do was going to lead to a dangerous situation, not just uncomfortable, but technically dangerous. And so I chose the person that making the right turn, I guess somehow, I'm not going to say I saw their eyes. I'm not going to say that. I definitely had enough data that I was confident. Bet your life? I don't know. But I was pretty damn sure, well enough to risk totaling a Tesla, that they were going to go make their right turn. So I had a high confidence that they were going to turn right. I saw the person's left blinker. So I was just saying, she's going to figure out that car's going to turn, or that car's going to turn, and then she's going to be out in the middle of the street, and the car that didn't make the left turn is going to be there, and then the next car that she was coming. It's just like, you can't go out anymore. This is the situation where I don't know if I did not look behind me to see if there was anybody behind, because I was strictly worrying about side and front.
Sure.
This is the case where if I was a human driver and I was in the exact same situation, I'd have looked in my rearview mirror and I would have backed up. Got myself.
Sure.
That's
we've all done that a time or two.
Yeah,
I mean, we've all. Oh, there goes a nice new Highland 3 in the new red.
Yeah. So I would have. I mean, took control like that because that was the most expeditious to get me through out of this situation. But yeah, in my normal world, I wouldn't have been out that far. But somehow I got myself out that far. I would have looked in the mirror and then I would have probably backed up. But here's the key thing. The only thing I wouldn't have done is move forward into the intersection more, which is what I thought she was going to do. I think she was going to move.
Well, we've sure never seen her back up, so.
Right. I thought she's got this mode where she thinks she's going to move a little bit more.
And a little bit more?
Yeah, and
a
that
little
ain't going to
bit
work
more?
in this situation. And that's why I took control.
Right.
That's my logic, and I'm sticking to it. Of course, I made all this stuff all in half of a second.
Right, and I would say that also the car coming from this way, I never saw a turn signal, couldn't see a turn signal. I'm not you, I'm not in the driver's seat, I couldn't see that. And I guess I want to end on, we really wanted Jules to handle that left turn, even if it was just a little stressful on us, correctly and well. The last thing we want is for her to not still be handling it, and then on top of that, for we're not going to gloss over it if she doesn't do something right. We're going to tell you guys like it is. And so, obviously, that was not good today again. Still.
Well, I started my whole expectation when she turned to go down Holland Road, made that right turn on the I was already dreading what was going to happen. Okay. So I guess I had confirmation bias.
Maybe it's your fault.
Maybe it's all my fault.
Because we need to train her. We need to come every day for 2 weeks like Chuck and put her out there and see if we just can't get her to fix it.
Elon, send me a Tesla and I will let your Tesla do all of that stuff you want. I'll take her through there 5 times a day. Just give me your Tesla, and when she crashed up, then, I'll just say, Elon, there's your Tesla over on the side of the road down there in Andrew, North Carolina. Y'all come get it.
Right. Right. We wouldn't be worried about being hurt in the Tesla. We would just
I'm not worried about
the hassle and the
totaling the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not Elon. I don't have money. I can just write off $60,000 or whatever it would be to replace the car.
I like them sending a person to ride with us, more likely me, for a while. We'll just go through. Although now that they fixed Highway 55 through Holly Springs, it's not such a huge glaring, like we can't handle 4 miles of Highway 55 properly.
Yeah.
I'm not as upset with things that it's not handling as I was at one point. A lot of them been fixed. We don't dive into the turn lane on Judd Parkway anymore.
Nope.
We can go through those special intersections on Highway 55 properly. She's handling Wagstaff down to the house, through the S-curve, into the cul-de-sac, down to the driveway well. I mean, she used to couldn't even hardly turn left into our cul-de-sac properly. So, I mean, there's been so many improvements. So we just tend to just focus on those few things that aren't happening still as well as we'd like.
Right. And let's also point out that we didn't talk about it, but on the right side, besides the fact that there was a car there, there was tall grass that was actually shading the cars coming. But you could view the cars between the blades of grass, but it wasn't like an unobstructed view of the road from that direction. You know, as a human, you could easily pick out the moving objects in that scene, but I don't know grass shimmying or cars moving. You tell me, AI, which one of those two it is.
Right.
So you had enough fun for the day, or you want to do the Harris Teeter fun?
Oh, I think we should have more fun. Why don't you unplug it? Because we got the car watching the car. We don't need that on the wall.
Okay, so we're going to unplug this, and then I'll try to remember to plug it in when we get back.
Dawn wanted to look at the dash cam footage, and I brought it up for him. And as we approached the stop sign, the camera he wanted to view was what was going on with the left camera. Let me get a little closer here.
Oh,
we're coming up, huh?
We're still way far away.
Well, looks like it jumps around sometimes.
Yeah, it's like the area where all the action occurs, she wants to show you about 2 frames, and that's it. And not the left frame at all.
Well, it's been sort of messing up like that for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really close.
That's really close. This is good. Notice the left camera's
Notice the left camera's here.
It's just going to go away.
And we totally went in here to watch because we wanted to see the left camera.
Right. Here comes the warning about the stop sign coming.
Stop sign ahead.
Yeah. And there's the
camera. And there's the camera. It's gone. And oh, by the way, it stays gone until well after Dawn makes the turn, and then it comes back. I have never seen footage where one of the cameras went away.
Yeah. So here we go. This is fine. She's good here. Now watch. She's going to creep forward a little bit, but notice that dark line.
Well, look at the rear. That's the stop line. No, that's her. Okay. I was wrong. I'm trying to get back to front.
All right. So we are now well into the intersection. See that car has gone by, and they had to make a little room. See, there we are. There's the
now you can see the stop line and how far out we were.
And now she moved that little bit forward. I was okay with that one. But now... And I went because I felt like she was just, see that car was making, I knew that car was making a left turn, but we don't get to see the right, this camera, the left camera is the one we need to see because that was the one Marianne said, oh my. But as I said, I had processed that person was really going to make the right turn. I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I guess I was betting my Tesla on it.
I know I keep on trying to fix whatever it was I think I might have said that wasn't okay back there a while ago. Dawn and I are good. If you're wondering, we're good. Right. We had a nice little hug and a kiss, and not because we needed it, but just because we're just that good.
I got a pretty girl out for a Sunday walk. I know, kissing and smooching on her.
One other thing I want to add that I know of right this minute, because I may decide there's something else I want to add, is that being a passenger in an FSD car can be difficult. Okay, I've had friends tell me that their significant other, parents, kids are in the car and it makes them nervous. They don't want them to use it. Now, not in the last 6 months to a year, but I have had people tell me that. And in our situation there, I'm an FSD driver. I drive these cars with FSD enabled, so I know what they're gonna do, or have a pretty good feel for it. I'm sure, you know, I have more miles driving in a Tesla than Don does. I guess we can argue about the number of FSD miles, but probably because of the back and forth to school stuff and all the years under traffic aware cruise control. Probably. And all I'm trying to say is that even though I use the technology, it's different when you're in the passenger seat. So maybe don't get too frustrated with your passengers that aren't totally comfortable, because, you know, I've seen Don get in the passenger seat with me driving, not necessarily the car, and he's, you know, fidgety. He's fidgety, so he does it. He does it too, and I'm like, God bless America. I do manage to get around town just fine, thank you.
Well, the other one thing I'd add is that something I heard somebody say: you cannot expect FSD to drive the way you do. And I keep trying to keep that in mind and remind myself, FSD is going to drive the way it drives, just like Marianne drives the way she drives, and I will drive the way I drive. You know, as long as it doesn't cause an accident or put other people in harm, it's probably just fine. Just, you know, it's got nothing to do with the comfort level. There are people who are much smoother drivers, and then there's people like me really jerky.
I never said that.
Well, I say I'm jerky.
Well, I'm much happier now with FSD that we get to choose routes. We actually utilized that several times on the trip to and from Hickory. Especially on the way home in the evening when it's dark and we're worried about deer, we really like to be able to choose the route, and she did let us choose the route. I think she had 4 options up there.
Yep.
Because half my trouble with FSD is like, I don't want her going down that road. I don't even drive down that road at that time of day. So if I get to tell her which road to take, automatically a whole lot of my not liking maybe what it's doing is alleviated.
Yep.
Well, there is definitely some water flow here today. Nice breeze here on the bridge, and the sun just went behind the clouds for a minute, so it's not torture standing here. So there's some color from sumac, and this is on our way back now. But I believe this is winterberry, and I am jealous. I want winterberry that looks like this in my yard. It kind of looks like beautyberry, but not the berries are not purple and the clumps are not as big. The leaf is very similar though. And I looked at what that was attached to down on the ground, and it's sort of a shrub versus a tree or a
Vine.
It's not a vine. And I did use Google Lens to help me determine what it was. So very pretty. Enjoyed immensely seeing that on our walk. It just makes me want it in my yard.
Right up at the top. Is it recording? Looks like
Yes, it's
all right.
moving.
All right, here we go.
That's right. You had to get back into...
There's nobody waiting behind me. I'm just seeing if she's going to take off. Okay, I'm going to say she's not taking off. So I just touched the accelerator just a tad. Oh, she's going the wrong... Oh, she's going the right way.
Yeah.
Right, I'm very carefully watching this direction.
You can't see far that way, and that means she can't either. Just...
No. Well, I thought she was going to...
I know. Trust me, I know.
No. No. Okay, if she goes, she can go. And she's going. Other than that extra little hesitant, that's what I was scared she was going to do back there. Not to beat that dead horse anymore.
had to be out of our weight vests and back in the
Yes,
car.
very much so.
It's hot and they were heavy and
sticky and
you'd
sweaty.
be surprised how not fully exercising for a day or two can really make an impact on how heavy they feel. Because yesterday we didn't walk
It's just my shoulders. It bothered that one side that the strap's messed up. It does bother my shoulder.
Right. Well, my head's bothering me, so.
In fact, I'm very lucky that it's the left shoulder, which is my quote good shoulder, and not my bad shoulder on my right, because I don't think if the strap was messed up on the right side, I don't think I could take it. I'd have to put the new vest on.
I need more polka stops. That's why we're headed in here.
Yeah, well, so far she's doing great.
Don is going to have to take over, though, so that we can
Well, we'll see what she's going to do.
get in and out of the parking lot.
200 feet unmanned road, so you want me to go straight?
Yeah, I want you to make the loop over here at the playground, and then you can just go.
I noticed she's not giving me the ability to complain anymore.
She's not?
You know, no critique.
No, why? Oh, what in the world?
Yeah, we need to bump
Your
the fan up a little.
privileges have been revoked, huh?
I'm gonna get the fan up a little higher. Make the fan. Where's
Good
the
luck.
fan?
Here, just you pay attention to what you're doing.
I want the fan.
I understand what you want.
I want the fan.
Quit whining. Jesus. I'm working on it. Don't backseat drive.
I actually in the front seat.
There. It's on 10. Are you happy?
Yeah, that's good. The fan's a little noisy.
Right, the fan's a little noisy, but it sure did feel good for a minute. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's a good compromise. Which one?
Well, the other one's
fuse.
for fuel,
I
so it won't mess you up too bad if you pick either one. Whoa.
Well, she was taking off like she knew where she was going, and then she realized, I don't know where I'm going. Well, let's just sit back here and chill. Let's let the Civic do its thing, and then you do your thing, Jules.
Yeah, I think I've realized I'm just better off over here if I just play my game and look at my phone.
Well, when there's somebody in front of us like this, I can relax, because generally speaking, she's not going to run over him. I think she sees his car, but they had the blinker on.
Right, but she doesn't read blinkers.
I understand, and she's going to be able to go now. Of course, that guy over there would have worried more than that other one would have.
Yeah.
Because a guy doing a Jeep rolling through up to a stop sign could easily have rolled right through it.
He looked like he wanted to.
Yeah, well, I think she wouldn't have hit him, because I think she eventually, if he would have continued out, she would have stopped. And then hopefully honked her damn horn at him. It's 35, and we're doing 30. Ooh, pay attention. I was drinking water and looking at this. Yeah.
She flashed him.
Yeah, because I was drinking water and looking at the speedometer.
Is she considered an emergency if I come over here and I'm doing stuff to you? Apparently not.
Here, I'm going to hold the bottle up in front of my face. What is she going to do now?
She's not flashing you yet. Put the bottle down.
Well, that was obscuring my view.
Wow, how did it get to be 4 o'clock?
Oh, you're now supposed to take your pill?
That's why I know it's 4 o'clock, because I got an A reminder on my phone.
It's actually, yep. far so good. And she's doing this is correct. Get into this lane to go straight. Now I probably will take over control once she gets me down past the railroad tracks. Because I'm going to go in the quote back way.
Right, she's not taking you that way.
Yeah.
She's not offering you to come up to the other entrance.
Be interesting if we could come up with the name of that.
Well, there's supposed to be a sub-navigation thing. And if it's available on Jules, we haven't learned how to do it yet.
Right.
We need to go read the release notes and figure
I
it out.
can't look because if I look away, she'll start flashing me. If I look at the screen.
Right, but I'm in the Harris Teeter parking lot. To me, if I'm allowed to pick a spot in the parking lot, I want right here.
Right.
And she's not allowing me to do that, so I don't know how you would sub-navigate.
Right. There's another Model Y. Alright, I'm gonna take control because I do not want her to
Take us in the first entrance. The reason why is mostly because it's very hard to make the turn into the parking lot over there. If somebody's trying to turn out, it's very narrow, and this also puts Dawn in the correct position to drop me off at the preferred spot.
Right.
Because we come in going down the sidewalk the right direction. We don't have to go through any lanes of parking places in order to get lined up to drop me off.
Yeah, the passenger to the curb.
Yeah. Which I would like to tell the cars in that scenario where there's two entrances into the parking lot, pick the one that has the passenger to the curb, because she was going to bring us in straight at Harris Teeter and then go, we're here, and that's basically not where you would ever let your passenger out. Not unless you were trying to kill him.
Right.
And Don wants me to cook dinner, so he's not trying to get rid of me.
Not trying to get rid of her. I love my girl.
Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
The person in the Y over there is trying to confuse me. That must be Don up there. He usually parks abound in front of the UPS store. If he doesn't see me here in a minute, I'll message him that I'm ready. I was pretty quick today. Of course, I'm gonna need both hands to do that. All right.
I'm sorry. I was reading on my phone.
Well, if they didn't have good beef in there, good meat prices, we would not come to this store. There's no place else in town that has as much meat as this place.
Right.
By a long shot. You eat meat in Fuquay, you shop at Harris Teeter. It's just that simple.
Yep, makes sense. Pretty cool. I'm gonna worry about this curve. And there's nobody zooming up beside me yet. Okay. A little bit more. Slow. She's gonna miss the curve. No.
Well, she could, but since she doesn't read turn signals.
Yeah, she's probably gonna go now. She's gonna go.
And she missed the curb and the cars. Yay!
She did all that by herself. I didn't help her at all. Now I
I don't care which way she goes at this point. Just let her go however she
It's
wants to
not
go.
going to take you the way you want to go, I can
It's
tell you.
fine.
Got a green arrow. Now we have a yellow. Now we have a yellow arrow, flashing arrow. What is she going to do here? Well, there's cars. So there's cars. Now we can go. Oh, it's got a red now.
Now she got a red. And the person behind you wants to know why you didn't want to go through the intersection.
Right. Well, it was tight and go. I mean, you're right. As a human driver, I saw the yellow flashing arrow and I saw the two cars that were going straight. I would have pulled on up into the middle of the intersection. And so when the two cars went by, I could have made the left turn. I agree.
They had another little small food truck that made fresh donuts. That was next to the coffee people. And the ladies were like, oh my God, you got to stop in. You got to have a donut. You got to have a coffee.
Well, coffee and donuts certainly would hit a winner in my book, but I don't get them. Turn it.
Could have probably slowed up just a smidge more there.
Well, I was going to look to see if she saw the blinker, but I can't look at the screen because she fusses at me.
Are you happy you're over there not having to tug on the wheel, torque the wheel every 5 seconds like Ruby?
Well,
I mean, you drove Ruby yesterday, so you were having, I'm assuming you, like me, were having to torque the wheel a lot.
all the time, yeah. Pretty much kept my finger on the wheel. Yeah, I guess. I guess it gets to the point where with the incredible nagging, every time you look away for 2 seconds, it's just like, I don't like that.
So you still feel nagged because you can't keep your eyes on the road.
I guess.
You're
Yeah.
still getting nagged more than you want to be nagged?
Well, I want to look at the screen to check my route. I want to look at the over there to, you know, see what's going on with this construction site, and she's going to nag me.
I guess the only thing I would say is you got to get better at looking while you're stopped at stoplights.
Well, she didn't stop. I don't get to stop at stoplights.
Well, for me, it was night and day difference, but maybe the reason is because, you know, up 421, I was on more roads that didn't require stopping. We were just going. And on a route that was already well known and one route and predetermined, and so there just wasn't as many reasons that I had to.
Well, I think also the same thing is she ought to take into account where you're in other words, I don't look away when I'm at this intersection. This is not where I'm going to be checking my directions right here. I'm going to be paying attention here. Well, when I'm just driving down Judd Parkway there, no big deal. Come on, car. Come on, car.
Yeah, you and I both would have gone then.
Well, see, she's not looking at the blink turn signal.
Right.
And rightly so. You can't trust it, but I judge the speed is that I could get across there no problem.
Right, I would have gone.
Yeah.
Especially in a performance Y or any Tesla.
Right, I could've-
any Tesla, really. I would have gone then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had the information that she had the person had the turn signal on, and I could tell the car was slowing down.
Yeah, me too.
And plus, I processed all this that fast, where she had to think about it. It's like, oh, I'm thinking I can go now, and then by the time she decides to go, it was basically too late. You know, it's that extra half a second she does to make all her decisions that makes all the difference in the world.
I don't know if she can't make the decisions or if it's how many times she has to confirm the decision.
Right, well, whatever.
Or not being allowed to do certain things because of regulations that Tesla wouldn't have chosen to program in there if they weren't required to do so, or I'm just not sure why. I don't assume it's a processing power issue, I guess.
Well, I guess the thing is, if I was a computer and I could keep track of all the things, I have the speed of the car over here approaching to the left or head on. I have the traffic light. I see I'm watching the traffic light. I'm watching the car. I'm watching the cars that are stopped. I'm watching the other car. In other words, I go through my list. The reason I'm not going is because there's a car approaching. But I'm watching all the other events still, and then all of a sudden I'm tracking the speed of that car coming, and I say, oh, that car's slowing down. I have enough room, I can go. In other words, we're single-threaded. We have to quickly go from, it's like a quarterback. You're going down your progression. This receiver, that receiver, this, that, and that's the way we drive the same way, because we can only look in one direction. She can look in all directions simultaneously. She can keep track of all these different things simultaneously. So she should be, this instant that the thing clears that's blocking her from making her decision, she should fire her decision right that instant.
Oh my God, you let her go in the grass!
What? She's an SUV.
Stop!
She's an SUV. She's an SUV. This is a SUV, goes off-road.
You have performance tires, and if you had to replace a rim, you would be in a foul mood for a month. I don't want to deal with that. Don't do it.
She doesn't want to go down our driveway.
Well, she was before going down the driveway, but
I'm doing it very
prior releases.
I'm doing very slowly. She's cranking the wheel.
Maybe she'll be happy
Right.
when she sees the 5 mile per hour sign. She's doing 9, 10, no.
Yeah, said 25
Well,
miles an
she's
hour.
done that better before.
Yeah,
You mean really? She didn't pick up our sign?
she didn't seem to pick up the
Now
sign.
that would be a bad back pedal, because she was picking up the sign.
Well, I was concerned she was going to floor it right at that tree.
But Adam said this morning that his Blueberry has been ignoring speed limit signs. So it's not just that sign there. It could be. And then I had her miss the sign the other day going on 401. So
I know
it
what
might not be our sign.
That's right.
Well, those are looking pretty. And there's a little red berry that goes in from the front. I like it. We had to change to the smooth plate so there wouldn't be texture on the bottom of the leaves. I am done with it, except for swapping out, placing a couple of pieces that I'm expecting in the mail tomorrow. The flames are the wrong color. They're supposed to be smoke. I did add the honeybee up top. There's a couple of pieces missing from the roof. Slope pieces and such. But for all intents and purposes, it's done. There's not much left to do. I finished the Lego right when the wings were done. It was good timing.